Every high-level leader and entrepreneur that I've ever worked with all have the exact same desires when it comes to developing a team. They want a team who's autonomous, a team who can problem solve, and a team that doesn't have to constantly come to them looking for answers. But there is one foundational piece necessary to develop a team like that I find that a lot of entrepreneurs and leaders do not take the time to do. They neglect this in their business. And because of this, their business has a lot more chaos than it needs, and people are relying on them more than they want them to be. And that foundational key is having a regular one-on-one meeting with each of your direct reports. I know it sounds really basic, but most high achieving entrepreneurs and high achieving business owners that I talk to, they don't actually take the time to do that. Or if they do take the time to do that, those meetings are mostly ineffective. So in this video, I want to give you just a short outline of what you can cover with your team members in those one-on-one meetings. Now, if you're thinking, I don't have time to meet with my team, that's problem number one. The most important thing that you can be doing outside of investing in yourself is investing into your team. It's not getting more projects done and doing more things and checking more off your to-do list. If you want to develop a team that's high performing, you have to invest energy into developing them into the team that you want them to be. And that starts with individual one-on-one meetings. Now, that regularity may differ based on the person, based on how long they've been around, based on how many hours a week they're working for you, what the responsibilities are, and how many issues they may be facing. You might meet once a week with some individuals on the team for 60 minutes or 30 minutes. Other people you might just meet with once a month or every 2 weeks. You can decide, but whatever that is, come up with a regular meeting schedule. And I'd recommend at a minimum every other week, but for many of your team members, it's once a week. So here are 5 key components to any effective one-on-one meeting with somebody on your team. The first thing you want to do is you want to review the last week or 2 weeks, whatever that period of time is between when you last met and today. You want them, by the way, to come to the table prepared to share these things in advance. You want them to know, this is the agenda. I want you to come prepared, ready to share with me when we get together. So they're going to come to the table and say, hey, these are the things that I completed. These are the things that are not completed. And these are some of the issues I've run into along the way. The second thing you want to do is you want to recognize them. Now, this has to be a very genuine thing. It can't just be something you're going through the motions with, but truly, genuinely showing them appreciation for either what they've done, of who they are, or actions you've seen them take. It might even be as simple as them taking initiative on a project, even though they failed, even though it didn't go as planned. You're recognizing the behaviors, the actions, the attitudes, the things that are a part of your core values in your organization that they are demonstrating. And that appreciation and that recognition is so critical to keeping people on your team engaged, helping them see how they're progressing, how they're growing, how they're contributing to the team and to you. So after you've reviewed the last week or two, you've given them some recognition, the next thing you want to do is support them. They've brought up some of the issues they've run into. They've brought up some of the challenges they're facing. And when you're supporting them, you're not just giving them answers. Here's what you need to do. You're asking questions. Help them arrive at the solutions themselves as best as possible. And then if you need to give a suggestion or two because they're way off base, you always can. After you've reviewed the last few weeks, a couple weeks or a week, you've given them recognition, you've supported them, the next thing you want to do is get input from them. So key number 4 in that agenda is getting input. What do I mean by input? Input simply means you asking them for advice on something within the organization. Hey, how do you think we can improve this? What's one way we can get better at that? What's one thing right now in the organization you're noticing that's not working as it should? And what ideas do you have for how we might improve that? People become more drawn and bought into an organization and a team when they feel like that they can contribute their own ideas and thoughts. And by the way, as the owner, you're not as close to the situations that, within the business as they are. They're going to see more gaps and more opportunities than what you're going to see at your level. The 5th and final key point of the outline of that meeting is the plan. Look at the next couple weeks, look at the next week, whatever that period of time is between now and the next time we get together, and ask them, what are the key projects that you're going to be working to finish? Which projects are you going to be initiating? And what do you hope to have completed by the next time we get together? Help them think through the next week, 2, 3, 4 weeks, even the next month or two, and look back and say, okay, based on where we're trying to go in the next couple months, based on what we're trying to accomplish in this period of time, where do you think you need to take some action? What steps do you need to take? And what needs to be completed by the next time we get together? So that the next time you get together, they have very specific things that they were working on that you've both agreed to. So if you want to develop a high performing team, make sure you're meeting with them on a regular basis and make sure those meetings are impactful. And if you want them to be impactful, include those 5 key components and you'll notice your team take off.